Welcome to our final episode. Dave, glad you're still here.
Yeah, great to be back.
You know, we've talked about a number of topics in this series, but we've left the most important one for last, incident response.
Yep.
And XDR it enhances our ability to respond. I just would love to get some thoughts from you on how it does that.
Yeah, Rich, you're absolutely right. Everything we've talked about till now has been about making sure we're responding to the right incident. But once we're doing that, then every second counts. And so, you know, in that context, what do I need to do? I need to make sure that I'm operating with the right level of information. And ideally, I want to be able to automate, but without bringing in too much risk that that action I'm taking to respond is going to create an even greater problem for the organization. And so that's where we look at things like a guided response capability in our Cisco XDR platform to be able to start to surface some best practices. And we even start to do some things that maybe are fairly low cost in terms of risk or computational cost, but can be really useful. So a great example in a ransomware incident, if we think it looks like a ransomware incident, we might not even be sure yet. Really easy to tell the backup system, hey, this would be a great time to take a snapshot, just in case that is what's happening. So we can start to do some preemptive stuff like that. But then obviously when we're really getting into that incident response model, that's when we want to start to have this guided response model that lets me automate, lets me document and assess and capture why I made a certain decision and help me be productive in that response.
So Dave, you touched on automation and how powerful the platform is from an automation perspective and a workflow perspective. It got me thinking about, you know, the different compliance frameworks that we all have to deal with.
Yep.
How customizable is the platform when it comes to response actions?
Yeah, specific to response actions. So I guess there's a couple of ways you could look at that. One is those overall ISMS or compliance frameworks. So I might need to be thinking about, you know, what's my ISO 27001 framework look like? Maybe some of the other compliance regimes I have, maybe PCI DSS, and ensuring I'm responding in a way that's consistent to that. So again, the tool should be, and in our case, we've got some great customizability to be able to integrate into some of those workflows that you're going to need to be able to do. So again, to answer your question in one way, yeah, we're going to align to those frameworks. Of course, the other thing now we're seeing is a lot more folks coming into the industry or that have been through that effort and understanding and training are familiar with things like the SANS IR framework as an example. And so again, that's where you want to make sure that that work that you've put in, both as an individual understanding and coming up to speed on those frameworks, and then as an organization developing your incident response plan, you need to make sure that we don't go build an XDR that has some super opinionated process that doesn't relate to any of that. We want to be able to align to that, and again, that's a really important part of making sure you're working with the right sort of organization to help take this great capability or tool set and bring it into something that's actually going to be useful and productive and successful in an organization. And I know that's probably a really good example of where folks can start to leverage a team like yours to achieve that outcome.
It's been absolute pleasure to spend this time with you. It's been extremely informative, and I'm looking to, you know, getting out there and talking XDR with our customers together in the near future.
Yeah, bring it on, man.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for your time.